All right, I'm going to walk you through worksheet 10-1, day 1. These are some basic solving by factoring kind of problems. In fact, number 1 has already been factored out for you. And from the video, what they said is once you get it into that factored form, you should notice that we have two things multiplying to equal 0. And the only way that two things can multiply to equal 0 is if either the first one is 0 or if the second one is 0. It's the only way that two things can multiply to equal 0. So you set them equal to 0 and then you solve them. This would be plus 8, which gives us x equal 8, and this one's minus 14. Now as you do this, you're going to say, well, can't I just take the opposite of what I see and jump from here right to here? And as you get comfortable, absolutely, you'll be able to do that. But I want to make sure we're all clear on where that's coming from. So this one was already factored for us. This one needs to be factored. So it's two terms subtracting. So right away I'm thinking about what multiplies to equal x squared, and that's x times x. And what multiplies by itself to equal 16, and that's 4 and 4. And one's plus, one's minus. And so I end up with either x plus 4 equal to 0 or x minus 4 equal to 0. And if I subtract 4, I get x equal negative 4 on this one. And if I add 4 here, I get x equal positive 4 on that one. Okay, so again, not too bad. If you know you're factoring, then this isn't too difficult. Here I see three terms, so I'm thinking about what two numbers multiply to equal 27 and add to equal 12. And so you kind of can build off to the side, 27 and 1, 3 and 9. And once you get to 3 and 9, 3 plus 9 would be 12. And so we're going to put in x plus 3, x plus 9. That's the factoring part. You factored this into here. Now we have to do the solving part. So this is step 1. Step 2 is to say, all right, x plus 3 equals 0 or x plus 9 equals 0. So we subtract 3. X equals negative 3. Here we subtract 9 and get x equal to negative 9. Again, once you get comfortable, you can jump from here to here. That's what my calculus students do. But until you're comfortable, you might want to write it out just to make sure. Same thing here. I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to equal 16 and add to equal negative 10. So I'm thinking 16 and 1, 8 and 2, 4 and 4. 8 plus 2 is 10, but it needs to be negative, so I know that those numbers have to be negative. So I'm going to use a negative 8 and a negative 2. Negative 8 times negative 2 is 16. Negative 8 plus negative 2 is negative 10. All right, so now either x minus 8 equals 0 or x minus 2 equals 0. So this would be if x equaled positive 8, and this would be if x equaled positive 2. The thing about this is once you get an answer, you can always plug it back in. 8 squared is 64, minus 10 times 8, 80 is a negative 16, plus 16 would give us 0. So you can always check and make sure that you did it right when you're done. Here I'm looking for two numbers that multiply to equal negative 20 and add to equal 1. Those numbers are 5 and negative 4. All right, so either x plus 5 equals 0 or x minus 4 equals 0. So x must equal negative 5 or 4. If I subtract 5 or if I add 4, I end up with that answer there. And then our last one, I'm looking for two numbers that multiply equal negative 10 and add to equal negative 3. Those numbers are negative 5 and positive 2. So either x minus 5 equals 0 or x plus 2 equals 0. So x could equal 5 or negative 2. Right? So not a bad worksheet. Hopefully that feels very comfortable. Tomorrow we're going to work on one where they're a little more challenging, but this one should feel pretty easy to you.